Okay. Good morning, everyone. This is Ekta, and now today I am presenting my talk on the topic impact of local knowledge on students' classroom learning. A famous English philosopher once said, "A student is a blank slate." With this statement, I completely disagree with this statement because student lived in an environment and have peoples around them, and when they see different things around them, they grasp it. Basically, they experience something new around them and grasp in their mind as a schema. When John Locke quoted that children are blank slate, it is not understandable. When children are growing, they see multiple things around them, and that particular experiences convert into their knowledge. And today we are going to talk about that knowledge, what kind of that knowledge is they get from their community and their culture. So this is the topic I'm talking about, the local knowledge. Basically, what is a local knowledge? Exploring how weaving students' cultural and community experiences into lessons reshape participation, engagement, and meaning making in the classroom. These are the things which contribute to their local knowledge, and when students come into the classroom, they comes with this local knowledge. If we go into the classroom, we found there are two kind of knowledges. First is the school knowledge, and second is lived knowledge, where which is as well local knowledge. The school knowledge is defining here the content present in the textbook, the particular decided syllabus which students learn in the classrooms, but they have their own knowledge. With the experiences they come in the classroom, that also matter in a classroom school knowledge. But in a traditional classroom, we just focus on the school knowledge, or if we say the textbook centered knowledge. As I uh, taught you, the local knowledge we get from the family and community. We get it from the environment and land we are growing, the culture, the language, the dialects we are celebrating in our lives. We really enjoy and experience that in our daily life, and create some knowledge from that. And when children as we enjoy it, children also with the very growing age, they also start enjoying it, experiencing it, their culture, their family, what are they doing at their daily life. So when they are coming into the classroom, they have a knowledge which can teacher use for their better understanding. The famous pragmatic psychologist Paulo Freire argued once, a meaningful education must engage in a dialogue with learners and learners' lived experiences. Uh, here he means that uh, the learning process is always be in two ways, not in a only teacher is giving the knowledge and student are recepting it, and student are just the receptors. No. uh, Again, his disciple John Dewey also argued that learning is the deepest when rooted in real experiences. When student relate, when teacher relates their concept with their textbook content, they feel related with the content. They enjoy the engagement. They enjoy the learning. So when I had my internship, I had my internship in MCD primary schools. It is a 6 month duration, so I have taught class third. And what this local knowledge revealed to me, firstly, the main objective of this paper or this research which I have done is analyzing the impact of local knowledge. The students which I got is a slow learner classroom. Students are shy, don't interact too much. So I have to search something related to themselves so they can at least try to speak or engage with me. So I try to ask about their lives or analyze how it is impacting on them, are they able to speak up with me, or are they able to interact with me? And the other thing is, the authoritativeness in a teacher reflects student, and somewhere it is reflecting in my student which I have got. They are somewhere shy, or they have fear to talking to the teacher. So analyzing the impact of local knowledge is my main objective if it is working with these kind of students. Secondly, I investigate experiential learning. As per the new education policy 2020, it demands for the experiential learning. Students have their experiences in the classroom and share with the teacher and other students, so they can learn better. Exploring how students' home and community experience feed into experiential community based learning. Thirdly, record the teaching learning process. As it is my research work, so I have to record this process, the local knowledge lessons, how I plan, how I am planning the lessons. Is it converting in a two-way processes? So the main purpose is also recording the process, so it can help me out in the future. Fourth is assess policy alignment. Again, as I mentioned, NEP 2020 and National Curriculum Framework 2023 also ask about the experiential learning and contextualized learning, and also specifically mention the local and cultural knowledge of the students. What methods I use for this paper is, firstly, I plan the lesson. It is a formal lesson planning which I prepare before delivering a lesson. As I am teaching any EVS content in the classroom, I consciously look around the things which is locally connected to the students, then designing the activity, preparing the teaching learning aids to act upon, and then observe how the students are giving back the reactions, or how they are enjoying, are they enjoying the process or not. Reflecting, uh, if the today's activity is fruitful for them, or it is making them engaging with me. So this is the process I follow through this research paper or this work. My class is of 35 students, and this is a convenient sampling for me. I observe the students how they reacting. I record audio when I discuss with them certain things about their village, their culture, and also do the informal interactions with my co-interns, which are uh, taught in different classes like fifth, sixth, fourth. So taking out the answer if they use local knowledge, or uh, is the local knowledge fruitful for them or not. What the classroom revealed, basically, it's when I include the local knowledge. As I mentioned before, my classroom is of slow learners. They are shy of talking, they do not interact much. When I ask about their villages, their what their parents do, what their grandparents do at their villages, so they really come out with so many hands and share a lot of things with me. And it is really mesmerizing for me that the student are those students, sometimes they don't want to talk, but now they are started talking, they are started sharing with me. So first, the enhanced participation. Students spoke confidently using familiar terms like tokri banana or kheti karna, or using their dialects in front of me, sharing their what they celebrate festival, or the familiarity. Basically, the familiarity lowers hesitation and validates their lived experiences. Secondly, experiential learning. uh, my main focus is to take out the experiences of the student. When I say the local knowledge, it's basically come from their culture, their customs. There is a particular activity I want to share with this classroom objective. There is an activity on seasonal fruits and vegetables. I do not use the textbook. The textbook content is asking or telling student about the different kind of vegetables we get in different seasons, but I didn't use the textbook. I just come up with some placards of different fruit and different vegetables, and student have to segregate them. And it is so amazing, they done the whole activity by themselves. I asked them, how do you know that the particular, if I talk about the okra is coming in summer, or uh, other cucumber is coming in summer. So they tell me about that, ma'am, we go to the market with mama, or ma'am, we go to the market with father, and we saw the fruits coming in this winter or this season. Or some students share in their village, they their agriculture basically based upon in summer of on this particular vegetable. So this is how the local knowledge in enhancing their knowledge what they already had. We just have to take out from them. The thirdly is a two-way process. The local knowledge also contribute to making the learning a two-way process. When I am saying something, I also have as a teacher a responsibility to ask to know how the student are knowing or grasping the concept. Are they able to understand my concept or the content they are getting? So yeah, these are the first three part. The second things are conceptual clarity. As I mentioned, the textbook make them conscious, or they have some fear when they see the big words in the textbook. But when they discuss it with the teacher in an informal way, they feel like it's a normal thing to understand. They get the concept more with the more clarity. Student grabs abstract ideas, food sources from plant parts, non-standard unit, like they also shared how the non-standard units like muthibar anaj, or how they basically use the non-standard units at their villages. So it shows the conceptual clarity as well. They are taking the concept, or they are taking the learning in a better way. Cultural diversity. People Student also understand the people around themselves are different from them, and we should respect that. They also find that we are different, we celebrate different festival, or his friends celebrating different festival, but they respect that. With that, they also find that the different names of same vegetables, and found that yes, saying that ki, yeah, this the particular vegetable, for example, if I took example of sitafal, say someone say it kaddu, someone say it petha, someone say a other name, but it is the same vegetable. It uh, come out as a diverse how the diversity in a classroom shows. It shows how diverse is a classroom, and also if we lead it to the diversity of India, or enriching that room or with the multiple perspectives. The third is subject wise variation. During this local knowledge integration, I found some textbook have immense knowledge of local knowledge content in the textbook, and you can take out very easily. But some books don't have much scope to take out the local knowledge, like mathematics. But if you have the pedagogical tricks or practices, you can go through the books and take out the concept like measurement and money. So you can ask about them how they measure the things at their home. And if you have to measure your book, how will you measure without scale? So it is also sometimes a thing of pedagogy when you are integrating local knowledge in your classroom. During this project, what are the key findings I had? Firstly, boost student participation. I observe or experience that the previously when I just entered in my classroom and just take out as an intern teacher in the classroom, I found students are so shy and not able to interact with me just of fear or authoritativeness of the teacher. But when the local knowledge, the related content added to their classroom learning process, they engage with me, they talk about the things they had today, or if some festival celebrating they had celebrated, they shared about that. At that time a very prominent festival of Bihar is Chhat celebrated, so I ask about that. So they properly tell me about that particular festival, how it is celebrated, why this is celebrated, and what the things we made, what special dishes we made on this particular festival. So these kind of thing engage boost students participation, they try to speak more and more, there are many raises hand to talk for. So yeah. Second is makes learning experiential. The main local knowledge and experiential learning are the two sides of a one coin. If we say we are taking out experiences, we are taking out local knowledge. Market visit, farming and home remedies, these are the things I students share with me. Home remedies, we literally the content, EVS content, environmental studies, in the NCRT textbook, the EVS book generally talk about basically the home culture and local knowledge, and content knowledge is the home remedies. If I do it like in a traditional way, they have no interest in learning it, they have no interest in having a discussion with me. But it is when I have started this class with informal interactions asking about home remedies, basically students have told me that many home remedies I never ever have heard before. And this shows how they have also the knowledge which teach. When we say teacher is also take knowledge from student, I feel that there when they shared me certain home remedies. And I am a 22-year-old girl. I also have an brought up in Indian family, but there are remedies which I heard first time. So yeah, this is the experiential learning and the local knowledge with each other. Thirdly, creates a two-way process. When I say I include local knowledge, I include interest. I the classroom shifted from teacher centered delivery to shared knowledge building, the where student is also there to share his or her experiences. Fourthly, sharpens conceptual clarity. The abstract idea landed better when linked to familiar local example. If they have a relatedness or a connectedness to certain terms, if we add the terms, they had a better idea of that abstract things. Builds cultural inclusivity. If I say cultural inclusivity in a diverse country like Indian classrooms, so local knowledge must be added to the classroom so that it firstly make aware student of the diversity, make a moral skill of develop a moral skill of empathy in them. And also diverse languages and tradition created a more respectful classrooms. The last one is bridges the school and real life. Student, when the first day of the school of any student, they had a fear. What is school? What we are going to do in school? And the textbook, the big textbook of theirs, they have certain kind of fear in themselves. But when they come to the school and teacher is the teacher uses the local knowledges and uses the experiences of the student feel like home. If I can say, school is a second home of the little children's, and teacher is the take facilitator of that. And if teacher keep this in mind in uh, their minds ki we have to take out the interest of the student, so they can build a bridge the gap between a school or a real life, and student can be more happy while coming to schools. What are my recommendations through this project? Basically, rethink pedagogy. Whenever you are planning a new chapter, you must rethink the pedagogy, because while designing the lessons, you consciously go through the topics in which you can relate some culture, relate some Indian state, relate some Indian foods. So basically, design lesson connecting content to real life experiences, shift the teacher's role toward facilitator. Secondly, contextualize curriculum. If you are taking up some chapter, bring the local occupation, food habit, festival across the subject, not just EVS. As I mentioned, EVS is a textbook where people, it is a subject of environmental studies. The content derived from the environment, but you have to focus on the other subject as well with your pedagogical practices. Thirdly, promote experiential learning. Maybe there are many students who are active, who are participated very well, but there are also some students who don't come up with very confidence. You have to build up your observation, build how much you can go through the student. You should ask different student different perspective, and notice how many hands are raising to answer, and how many are still facing issue while raising the hand with local knowledge or with their interest. This is the thing when you are as a facilitator promoting experiential learning. If you are promoting experiential learning, then you can add their local knowledge to the classroom learning process. Fourth, foster inclusivity. As we mentioned, the interest, the local knowledge, the cultural examples basically affirm every student's background. They found themselves uh, with each other. They understand we are a society, we live with each other, and the things we share, we we did it in different terms, but we are on a same page with this. So, here I conclude my talk with this small statement. Integrating local knowledge makes the teaching and learning process more meaningful, interactive, and student centered. Students draw on lived experiences to build understanding across subjects. The classroom becomes a two-way space of collaborative knowledge building, and shared cultural practices foster inclusivity, directly reflecting the experiential, contextualized vision of NEP 2020 and NCF 2023. Thank you so much for listening so patiently, and I end my talk here.
Thank you, Miss Ekta. Can you stop sharing your screen, ma'am?
Yeah, man, sure.
Yes. So, as there are no audience, I have a couple of questions to ask you based on the summary of your talk.
Okay, ma'am.
What initially motivated you to explore local knowledge as a research focus?
Ma'am, as I mentioned before, when I got my class to teach as an intern, I found that children are so shy and not sharing something. So once I read about the local knowledge in the NEP 2020 policy, and that is in my mind. And when I interacted with student, and it hits my mind that is it local knowledge that maybe encourage these students to share something. So I started this research paper with my coordinator and shared with my supervisor, and shared with her that my students are like so shy and slow learner. So when I took up an activity of that particular, I shared seasonal fruit and vegetables. Literally, students have done the whole activity by themselves. I don't told them a single thing to them. So this is There I feel the power of local knowledge.
So, how did you define local knowledge for your study?
It is just the practices, the custom in a certain community or culture people are following, students are following. This is that is the local knowledge. If we say I am Punjabi and I have certain kind of culture I follow, I eat what kind of food I eat, but if I what kind of spirituality in me, spirituality is the bigger term from this for the student, but what kind of food they are really eating at home, and what are their village culture. So everything includes in the local knowledge.
What challenges did you face working with shy, slow learner students?
uh, when I started these kind of activities, student if the number is 35 of the student, only 10 to 15 student are coming up. But the teaching learning aids, the creative teaching learning aids encourage them. I have to ask one to two times. I encourage by their names. I validate themselves by saying their name again and again when someone is answering, and ask seeking for their answers. So sometimes student are have different experiences, past experiences, they are shy. So these are the things. When I started integrating local knowledge, student are not come up not with confidence, but when I validate themselves again and again and take up their names to answer, so then they start answering and engaging with me.
How did students' home remedies knowledge surprise you, Miss Ekta?
It's ma'am. I'm just talking. It's my supervisor told me to ask about home remedies because it is also enriched local knowledge. And when I asked about the students, so there are some common we also know: the turmeric milk, the hot water, and the salt for the for gargling if you
Again.
have neck pain. But there are certain like cloves, put cloves in mouth when your teeth and gums are paining. So these are kind of examples. These are the students of fourth class who shared this with me. So we study all this thing in the textbook. There are this is present in the textbook, but when students share it, they are when matlab, according to me, students are a slow learner at that time. And when I found that, I really believe, after that I started believing there is no slow learner. The situations or the experiences make them slow. If as a teacher we encourage their knowledge, they will be more better.
So, which subject would be hardest to integrate local knowledge into and why?
I found mathematics, because just the numbers, uh, only the factual solving questions and numbers are there to solve. And the fraction we can have some little examples, like if we are talking about fractions, we can talk about the cake or the birthday parties, but it is not more possible for the relating to some local content. I am not saying that it is impossible, but it is tough to integrate.
So, how does NEP 2020 support your research finding?
Yeah, NAP 2020 basically talks about of integration of local knowledge into the classroom learning process, and also talks about the experiential learning while teaching and learning process, and making the teaching learning process a two-way process. So local knowledge, it defines what is local knowledge: the culture, the community practices of certain level. It also talks about Indian knowledge system. Indian knowledge system and the local knowledge are two different things. In Indian knowledge system is a broader aspect where we study about the Indian context. The knowledge come from India on the country level, but the local knowledge, what the the childrens are getting from their homes. So NEP 2020 is in that way aligning with my project.
So, last but not the least, Ms. Ekta, because of the time constraint, I'll end the session with this last question. How did you measure student participation improvement?
I observe the student participation carefully, because I have good memory. I remember the names properly. I have been for with them with the student with 6 months, so I observe them properly. I observe them while doing the activity, after the activity, asking certain question after the activity. It's kind of short assessment in the discussion form, and asking them the next day or after week for this particular activity which I have previously done. They are sharing the answer, they are able to discuss with me this pointers they have studied. With this, I it has helped me out.
Thank you, Ms. Ekta, for that insightful and thought provoking talk. And thank you for sharing your knowledge on our platform. Anything else you want to mention before I end the session, ma'am?
Uh, Firstly, I would like to thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for providing me this opportunity, and I get this opportunity to present my work which I had done in my final year graduation, and it really boosts my confidence. As I am aspiring educator, and I look forward more for this kind of activities.
Thank you so much and have a great day, ma'am.